Come all you young sailormen, listen to me. I'll sing you a song of the fish in the sea, and it's windy weather, boys, stormy weather, boys. When the wind blows, we're all together, boys. Blow ye winds westerly, blow ye winds blow. Jolly sou'wester, boys, steady she go. Up jumps the eel with his slippery tail, climbs up aloft and reefs the topsail, and it's windy weather, boys, stormy weather, boys. When the wind blows, we're all together, boys. Blow ye winds westerly, blow ye winds blow. Jolly sou'wester, boys, steady she go. And then up jumps the shark with his 9 rows of teeth, saying, you eat the dough, boys, and I'll eat the beef. And it's windy weather, boys, stormy weather, boys. When the wind blows, we're all together, boys. Blow ye winds westerly, blow ye winds blow. Jolly sou'wester, boys, steady she goes. Up jumps the whale, the largest of all. If you want any wind, well, I'll blow ye a squall. And it's windy weather, boys, stormy weather, boys. When the wind blows, we're all together, boys. Blow ye winds westerly, blow ye winds blow. Jolly sou'wester, boys, steady she goes.
Oh, Sally Brown, she's the gal for me, boys.
Row, boys, row, boys, row.
Sally Brown, she's the gal for me, boys.
Way high, Miss Sally Brown.
It's down to Trinidad to see Sally Brown, boys.
Row, boys, row, boys, row.
Down to Trinidad to see Sally Brown, boys.
Way high, Miss Sally Brown.
She's lovely on the foreyard, she's lovely down below, boys.
Row, boys, row, boys, row.
She's lovely 'cause she loves me, that's all I want to know, boys.
Way high, Miss Sally Brown.
Oh, Captain Baker, how do you store your cargo?
Row, boys, row, boys, row.
Some I stow forward and some I stow after.
Way high, Miss Sally Brown.
40 fathoms or more below, boys.
Row, boys, row, boys, row.
There's 40 fathoms or more below, boys.
Way high, Miss Sally Brown.
Oh, way high, and up she rises.
Row, boys, row.
Way high, and the blocks is different sizes.
Way high, Miss Sally Brown.
Oh, one more pull, don't you hear the mate a-bawling?
Row, boys, row.
One more pull, that's the end of our hauling.
Way high, Miss Sally Brown.
Sally Brown, she's the gal for me, boys.
Row, boys, row.
Sally Brown, she's the gal for me, boys.
Way high, Miss Sally Brown.
Oh, Sally. Oh, Sally. Sally. What a silly lady she was. How is everybody? How's everybody? Everybody doing good? Hopefully you're doing good. I am making sure everything is working because I am not used to this and I never will be. But I'm glad to have you here. Nonetheless, I am glad. It's going to be a good How's that? How's that? How's that? That's good? Okay. Okay, hold on. One second. I think I know what I have to swap. 1 second. We're doing it live. It's okay. Okay. Is it real? Is it working? Chair stream. I should have started a YouTube video. I should have done that. Sorry. I got up because I thought there might be interference, and then somebody knocked on the door, and I answered the door, and it's housekeeping because they're like, you couldn't get the sofa moved and open? I was like, what? Nope. What? I was thoroughly confused. Huh. Okay. Okay. Huh. I don't know what that's about. Anyway, how are you guys? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Hopefully you're doing good. I'm glad we got that sorted. It's not a Luke stream without a couple of technical issues. You know, at the start, high-pitched voice housekeeping. Dude, it's a problem because every time I hear housekeeping, I also think of, was it Tommy Boy? It's that Chris Farley movie. Housekeeping, no housekeeping, needs sleepy. Every time I hear it, I think of that. Needs sleepy, no cleaning, needs sleepy. Anyway, how are you guys? How's everybody doing? Hopefully you are doing well. We are, it's weird. Am I vacationing again? Sort of. It's not that simple, but sort of. Is Twitch not working? People are saying Twitch might not be working. No, it looks like it's working. It's just not. Okay. I don't know. Anyway, no, I am sort of. This is like a pleasure and work trip all together. We're like merging the two. The two stars are aligning and converging. The planets are aligning. It's been a very good trip. Have the whole family along. Went to a Lego store and let the boys make their own little mini figures. Look how cute these things are. Like, of all the things they could have made, they made these. Jester hat, Ninjago hat, the sword for some reason. I don't know what they thought it was, but it's like a firefighter court jester with a katana, and then this is more like, it's more cohesive, just like a ninja, I guess, but you know, I love seeing their creativity at work, you know. It's great. Bricks and minifigs. I wanted to go show my support. They've had a rough go of it recently. Can you imagine being the one guy that's like, honestly, I think they got a bad rep. I think they deserve some love. I can't. Dude, it's so funny seeing Reckless Ben blow up in that way because I followed, you guys know, I followed Reckless Ben for years. We looked at his Scientology videos because if you don't know, Reckless Ben, the guy that did the whole bricks and minifigs thing, he on his channel, which you should absolutely watch, he has a whole series where he went with like undercover video glasses and went into the Church of Scientology and actually went and like did the classes and went to their church service where like they literally sat in a room. And the guy up at the pulpit is just like, you have a head. Say it back to me. I have a head. I have a head. I have a head. I have a head. Like, it's the most bizarre thing you've ever seen in your life. But he actually went and did it and filmed it and then turned it into a YouTube series. And that's what I appreciate about him is that he will just do those things that no one else will do. Same thing with like McCamey Manor. If you don't know, McCamey Manor is like this insano, like, it's not even a haunted house. It's like a torture house, basically. It's some dude who has like probably a fetish for that type of thing, like extreme horror. And so he has this thing called McCamey Manor where like you can go and undergo a routine and process of of whatever rituals where he like will straight up waterboard you and stuff as part of an extreme horror haunted house experience or whatever. And it's like totally unhinged. And the theory for a long time was like he never let anybody actually get to the house, the haunted house. He'd always be like, people quit before they get to the haunted house every time. Nobody's ever been strong enough to make it. And so Reckless Ben was like, bet. And so he gets his buddy, who are both crazy, and they decide to actually go through the routine, and they're like, we're just not going to quit. Like, they can do whatever they want to us, and we'll take it, and we'll just go for it. And sure enough, that's what they did. They just went crazy. He does way worse than Waterboard. Dude, no, like, seriously, I agree. I'm trying. This tells you how messed up that place is, McCamey Manor. The fact that describing how they do waterboarding is the PC, like, YouTube safe version of describing what he does. Like, that guy, in my opinion, should be in jail. Okay, I'm just saying. There's a whole documentary on him on Netflix. I think it's Netflix. I don't remember what the documentary is called. But there's a whole documentary on the McCamey Manor before Reckless Ben did his stuff. And the guy clearly just is like screwed in the head and gets off on it. It's like actually pretty horrifying. But he's been chased out of town. I think they shut down that latest iteration of the house. It's like it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Yeah, the rabbit hole is crazy with that guy. Dude, for real. It's like actually unhinged. Yeah, that's beside the point. Anyway, love the streams. Keep it up. Thank you. Thank you, Normeyer. Good to see you. Good to see you. Glad to have you guys. I'm glad to have you. Are you okay, Luke? You're wearing a polo shirt again. This is just a straight up button up. I know. What's happening? What's happening? I don't know anymore, man. I don't know anymore. It's one of those things where I have like a bunch of these shirts that I got like back in the day, you know, when I was working like a big boy job, and I like wearing them. They're comfy. It makes you feel good. And so when I travel a lot of the time, I wear them. It's also one thing that's funny is I usually don't wear my glasses like when I'm out and about in public, because I mainly need these when I'm like close to a screen or something. So when most people like meet me in public, I'm usually not wearing glasses. And so more often than not, I get recognized for my voice, apparently, compared to my face, which is interesting. Like I've had more people turn around to like recognize me when I'm in line somewhere talking to somebody next to me or on the phone or placing an order at like a coffee shop. I'll get recognized that way more than like somebody seeing me and doing that, which is kind of weird. Kind of weird. Clark Kent. Yeah, it's inverse Clark Kent, where I take my glasses off and I look far less significant, I guess. It's just inverted. It's if Ubermensch is Superman, what's the opposite of that? I don't know. Yeah, it's I don't know. Anyway, Luke has a shirt, guy, cue Dwight Schrute gif. Dude, I wish I had a shirt. There are some shirts that I like enough. I'd buy a bunch of these if I could remember where I got it. I think I got this one for like Christmas or something. But most of the shirts, like in all the streams and whenever I'm doing anything in the studio, like at home, all of those shirts, I have like 30 of those shirts, just different colors. Some of them I have like 4 of the same color, and I just rotate between them because I know this probably makes me sound like I'm swimming in the tism a little bit, but I'm just going to be real. I don't like having to decide what to wear. Does that make me special? Does that make me like weird? I don't like having to think about it. Like when I wake up in the morning, I just want to grab clothes, put them on, and go. Like I don't like thinking, does this match my shoes? And well, like I got to coordinate this with that, and well, it's going to be sunny outside, so I've got to think about that. I don't like doing that. Okay, that's just called being a guy. Okay, I'm glad that I'm not. Exactly, decision fatigue. That's a good way of putting it. It's like I don't want to have to think about things if they don't matter to me. You know, like what I'm wearing, I don't care. Like I just don't. When I'm on vacation or traveling, maybe I like, okay, I'll put this shirt together. I'll do that. Sure, why not? But when I'm like at home, just going about my daily bits and bops, I don't want to have to think about it. So I just don't. I have a stack of shirts that are my Monday through Friday shirts. And then I have a stack of shirts that's weekend shirts. And then I have shorts and then pants. And like that's all I need. That's all I need. Don't want to think about it. Like Steve Jobs, dude, he was onto something. I couldn't do the turtleneck thing though. I don't like turtlenecks. Cancel me. I don't care. Just my opinion. I don't like turtlenecks. I think they suck. I think they suck. Frankly. Cancel me. I don't care. Having fun? Yeah, we're having fun. It's been very, very good. We've been busy. We've kept it secret so far where we are, but there have been a few people that I'll tell you about once the secret's fully out. But there's been a few people that have recognized me, which was very sweet and very nice, and they were lovely. But we're trying to keep it hush hush. So people were saying Luke's clearly in Miami. Yeah, it's kissing me. People like, you're in Florida at Universal again. No, we're not at Universal. We're not at Disney. We're not doing anything like that. We're being more adventurous than that. But anyway, yeah, it is funny, dude. So if you missed it, to get kind of shifting gears, if you missed it, I posted a video yesterday, late yesterday, with going through this thing that had happened. It's kind of insane. Let me pull up the thing. We'll do it live. F it. We'll do it live. Here. Oh, look, it's on my front page. Look at this. It's on my front page, guys. I'm famous. So GTA 6 fans just did the unthinkable. You can see this is actually a video breaking down something that absolutely blew my mind. Basically, somebody took the GTA 6 mapping project and then they went and, like, no joke, they actually went and rebuilt the entire map, scaled 1-to-1 to the GTA 6 mapping project, and they built it in City Skylines 2. His name is Noaz and does phenomenal work. This absolutely blew my mind. He recreated the entire map of GTA 6 as created by the GTA 6 mapping project, built it in City Skylines 2, made it available as a mod, and I downloaded it for the video and like showed how it works. And you can even go in and download a first-person perspective mod and experience the city like 1-to-1 and even walk around on the streets like this using those mods. Now, obviously, it's City Skylines 2. It's not like, you know, on the level of GTA or Red Dead just in general, you know, on that scale. But bro, it lets you basically just like explore the map 1-to-1, scaled 1-to-1. Like, it's actually ridiculous. And so I posted that video, and dude, a lot of the comments were like, bro, seriously, every time Luke is traveling, there's something GTA related. And it's true. I don't know what it is. I have the magic touch. The first trailer dropped for GTA 6 while I was away from the studio and everything. My son was in the hospital at the time, actually, with RSV, and so we were predisposed there. The second trailer dropped while I was traveling. Witcher 4, that trailer dropped while I was on an airplane. Funnily enough, I was on the airplane back from a preview event for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 when the Game Awards happened, so I missed that. It's just one of those crazy things. It's a magic touch. I seem to have for big gaming events when I'm predisposed, as it seems. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. I mean, we might as well, okay? So say hi to YouTube, everybody. Say hi to YouTube in chat. You can be in the segment when Jacob inevitably clips this. Because, of course, you gotta be, okay? So say hi to YouTube. Luke the Touch Stevens, how dare you? It's me, Luke the Touch Stevens. Get over here. Let me have at ye. Okay. Breaking news, sort of, yesterday. Rockstar, officially, finally, revealed their plans for what they're doing with GTA 6's marketing. Strauss Zelnick, the CEO of Take-Two Interactive, had said a few times that they were going to do something really creative, that they were going to be very against the grain. They were going to work outside of the box and do things people didn't expect with GTA 6. And they are. It's just not like, I think people were hoping creative marketing would be like a demo shadow dropped or something. It's not what this is. It's not what they're doing. What they're doing is, of course, as they revealed yesterday, they are dropping the trailer. Well, it's an extended look. That's how they described it. It's an extended look at GTA 6 dropping exclusively on Netflix for 6 hours. 6 hours. And then it'll go up on YouTube, okay? In the last 24 hours or so, we have had a lot of journalists and people ask follow-up questions on how this will work. But basically, what seems to be the case is that for 6 hours, it is fully exclusive to Netflix. So if you're trying to like co-stream it, strike, you're gone. Okay, Netflix level strikes too. If you don't know, most of the time on like in this universe, when there are like strikes, they just take down the video and then it's like, yeah, stop. It's like a slap on the wrist, like stop it. That's it. When Netflix strikes you, usually it's like an actual copyright strike. If you get 3 of those on your channel is deleted fully. One strike can affect your CPMs and like earnings for years after the fact. Like you do not screw around with big like Disney, Netflix, those big guys, and their strikes are insane. And Rockstar is too, to be clear. I still regularly get like copyright strikes that we have to deal with from Rockstar's trailers for like GTA and for Red Dead Redemption 2. Like we had a video somewhat recently where we showed a clip of like Dutch or Arthur talking from one of the trailers for Red Dead 2 from 2016 or 17 or whatever it was. And that was struck. Like it's insane. It's insane. So even Rockstar's crazy, but they've partnered with Netflix to make an Axis of Evil, truly, when it comes to this stuff. But they've clarified that for that first 6 hours, it's Netflix's. So they encourage you to react and share pictures and gameplay snippets and show whatever you want to show once it's public. Meaning once it goes live on YouTube. So for that 6 hour period, it's going to be spreading like wildfire on like short form because TikTok is a wild west and you know, it's whatever. But it's going to be crazy because basically what this means is that in order to see that trailer officially, you're going to need a Netflix membership, which is wild. Like they are literally pay-gating a trailer. Now it's not like permanent paywalling because again, it does lift after 6 hours, but that's still crazy. Like again, just think of what else gets like paywalled. Like think of what else gets paywalled on Netflix. Like professional boxing events, like the World Cup, the Olympics, that time the dude climbed that skyscraper in Taiwan, you know, like those are the things, those are the big events that get paywalled. And a trailer for Rockstar's next video game is getting the same treatment. What? It's crazy. It's wild. It's wild. But that's where we are. That's where we are. That's how big Grand Theft Auto 6 is. That just a trailer is being treated like a sporting event. It's wild. Absolutely crazy. But honestly, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if future studios and games look at this and get inspiration from it. Because this shows that like Netflix is entertaining that concept. And honestly, it's probably going to work. And here's the reason they're doing it, okay? Like the reason at the end of the day why all of this is happening. The reason why all of this is happening is pretty clear cut and simple. Every gamer on the planet knows about GTA 6 at this point. Like there's not a gamer on the planet who hasn't heard about it. We know it's happening. The reason why they're doing this is because they need to get Joe Schmo. They need to get Joe the plumber or Joe the roofer, they need to get all the Joes, and they need to get them aware of it, because those are the people that played games back when they were in high school, circa 2010, 2011, 2013. They played GTA 5, they played GTA 4, but they've been out of the game literally for a decade plus, and they don't have a gaming PC, they don't have a next-gen console, they don't have any of this stuff. And Joe the builder and his brother Robert, Bob, they need to get those people aware of the game and to spend money on the hardware to get access to it. That is why they're going to Netflix. That's why I think when they say like creative marketing, I expect that they're going to have another event where they like, yeah, we're really excited to announce Jojo Siwa is going to get to play the game first. And it's going to be because they want to get it like in the hands and in front of, for lack of a better term, the normies. Like they're going to have Snoop Dogg come in and play it with Martha Stewart at her palace in Martha's Vineyard. Is it her vineyard, by the way? I always wonder why it was called that. That's what they're going to do. They're going to go very, very standard, like mainstream, I guess I should say. If you're hoping to like see an event where like they have the Burnt Peanut play it, maybe they do that, but I'd be surprised. I think most of what they're doing is that they're going to spend money on the quote-unquote normies to get access to it. Because I think that realistically what's going to happen, I don't think Netflix is trying to get people to sign up for Netflix for this. Maybe there will be some people who do, but I can't imagine it's many. I mean, it's 6 hours of exclusivity. How many people? Like, I know some people are like, well, there's going to be stupid people who sign up for it to see the trailer. Bro, who in the modern day is not aware that if something drops exclusively on Netflix, who is not aware that it's going to instantly be shared to X and to TikTok and Instagram Reels? Like everybody knows the second it drops, it's going to be spread everywhere. I mean, maybe that's, as they say, a tax on stupidity. Like if you're stupid enough to spend $10 to see the trailer 5 hours, 6 hours early, maybe you deserve to lose the money. I don't know. But at that point, I wouldn't feel that bad for you if that's what you did. Like if you are so impatient, you cannot wait 6 hours for it to go up for free on YouTube. What are we doing? But anyway, maybe that's insensitive of me. I think I think that this probably is not the first or probably not rather the last studio to do this. I wouldn't be surprised if other companies like CDPR, for example, are thinking, oh, maybe for Witcher 4 or the sequel to Cyberpunk. Maybe that's one that we consider doing an exclusive reveal with Netflix or something. Maybe that's one we could look at. I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo is considering that. Like, if you think of how much like Animal Crossing appealed to the normie crowd during COVID, I wouldn't be surprised if they do like reveals on Netflix. Because again, it's less about getting new signups. I think it's more about Rockstar wanting people to like turn on their TV when they get home from work and see GTA 6 Deep Dive. Oh, I think I heard somebody mention GTA 6. I played Grand Theft Auto back in the day. Let's see what this looks like. They click play and they're blown away. And they say, I need to order a PlayStation 5, and they get on and do it. That's the goal, okay? It's not about you and me. It's about the people who have been disconnected for a while. That's kind of the goal. I think targeting normies only made sense if it wasn't exclusive to Netflix for 6 hours. This is about money. Are you saying like Rockstar is only doing it because they got a paycheck from Netflix? Well, to be clear, that helps. Nobody's going to pretend like they got this deal for free. I at least hope nobody thinks that they got it for free. Netflix paid them for this exclusive reveal and drop. What that amount is, some industry analysts have estimated it's like 30, 40, 50 million dollars. Some people are saying like $100 million for the exclusive. I'd be surprised if that's what it is or if that's how much it is. If they had other stuff where like the full like 4K copy is only available on Netflix, YouTube's going to be 1080p, maybe then I could see like there's a benefit to signing up for Netflix to see the exclusive look. But it's too early to say. I think they definitely paid in the tens of millions, but I don't think I'd be shocked if it was over 100 million. Ads paywalled. What a year. Yeah. Well, this is where we are. Everything's getting paywalled. You'll own nothing and you'll like it. Everything's going digital. I mean, the list just goes on and on. Hardware is so expensive. News just broke that all of the DRAM and stuff for next year has already sold. Like the RAM that they've not manufactured yet has already sold through next year, which is wild. The manufacturing capacity is already at the max. But anyway, all of that said, that's where we are. They're doing an extended look at GTA 6. They're doing that on the 27th. And then that night, 6 hours later, they will drop the same footage on YouTube for everybody to break apart and enjoy. And that will most likely be the first domino that sets into motion the big cascading series of events leading up to launch. Now, people have looked back at how they marketed Red Dead Redemption 2 and some of the latest statements made to Variety in a piece that was just posted today, breaking down kind of what's going on and what Take-Two Interactive is doing. And they're trying to break all this down and figure out what's going on. I want to be clear, as far as I can tell, they are not going to market this the same way they marketed Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 5. Number one, both of those games, they did press previews like 6 months out from launch. They have not done that with Grand Theft Auto 6, and if they had, it would have leaked. Cancel me. I don't care. I'm just being real with you. Like, you think of how many things leaked in the last, year with just, even stupid stuff. Like, there were the Black Flag Resynced previews where YouTubers and media outlets from, Brazil were leaking and dropping their articles hours or even days early in order to get early clicks and engagement. Like, if that happened with Black Flag Resynced, if that happened with Assassin's Creed, with a Ubisoft game, imagine what would happen with GTA 6 if they had given access to press and media to preview it early. It would instantaneously leak. It would start to spread around. And I get it. Some people will say, well, but Luke, this is GTA 6. Nobody wants to be blacklisted or whatever. That has literally never stopped a leaker by definition. Because every leaker knows that if they leak, they're going to be blacklisted, and they do it anyways. Because the incentive and the potential for the clout is too valuable for them to resist. Again, you can't fix stupid. It is what it is. So I don't think they're going to do that. I'd be shocked if they do the same kind of structure of marketing that they did with Red Dead 2. I think what they're realistically going to have lined up is that they'll have this extended deep dive in late August. In September, they might do another trailer or a trailer for the online mode that comes after launch. As we hit October, that's when you get in the final push up to launch. That's maybe where you'll see press previews of some sort, where they'll have 5 or 10 outlets, big outlets that are given access to the game, and I think that's it. I don't personally expect hardly any content creators to be invited, no streamers, no YouTubers, maybe TikTokers, because again, if we're talking about trying to appeal to normies, TikTok has a huge normie audience, so I could see maybe a few big TikTokers being invited, but I would be shocked if it's many. I think it's going to be a really tight crew that is brought in for this stuff, and other than that, it'll be pretty much radio silence. Now, there was this piece put up by Variety where they basically interviewed a bunch of people and talked about kind of what they're doing. Video game publisher Take-Two Interactive drew $1.39 billion in sales from April 1st through June 30th, the quarter during which it opened pre-sales for Grand Theft Auto 6, even as the company's losses widened. During a call with analysts later Friday, Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick said that GTA 6 had, quote, an exceptional start to pre-orders, which were open for 5 days during the quarter, but did not disclose specific sales numbers. Quote, I can say that the level of pre-orders is unprecedented and astonishing, and we're very grateful for that. But they are so unprecedented that we just don't know how it'll translate into sales, which is a question I answered earlier. We genuinely don't, and we just don't believe in claiming victory before it occurs. It seems like whatever that number is, because I'm trying to look at this just practically, okay? If the number was insane, if the number was 20 million pre-orders, you'd think that they would go and brag about that, right? Like, you'd think that they would lead with that. But they don't. They don't. And I think the reason they don't is because they are concerned that the numbers could provide a false expectation. Either they're worried too many people pre-ordered or so many people pre-ordered that it's not going to give a good idea of trajectory. A lot of what happens when pre-order numbers come in is that those are then used to project, okay, between now and launch, we'll hit this number, and then we multiply that pre-order number by 5, and that gives us day one sales. Because usually only like 20% of copies are pre-ordered, so multiply that by 5, and that'll give us like the total day one sales. They clearly are worried that the math is funky on this. Like, because GTA 6 is such a big thing, maybe they have way more pre-orders than they would typically have. Or like that's going to change the momentum. Everybody pre-ordered now and it's going to be flat for the rest of the period until we get up closer to launch. They're worried about the numbers in some way, painting an unrealistic picture. Because as we know, what happens when, or refunds, maybe, or just canceled pre-orders or whatever, that could also very well be a concern for them as well. For sure. I think that that's probably fair. They're worried about people pre-ordering multiple copies that they don't realistically need. But I do think it is interesting that they declined to provide specific numbers, because I think pretty clearly he's saying the numbers are unprecedented. You would think they would share those numbers. In this case, they don't see much of a benefit for sharing specific numbers because they think that they could be used to misconstrue stuff, which is fair. As we know, there was a quarter recently, I think it was AMD like 3 quarters ago or something. AMD like beat and surpassed expectations on a bunch of stuff. More money on data centers, more money on this and that. But because they had to like adjust what they previously said they were going to make, the stock dropped like 10%. And so even though they surpassed and nailed it across the board, because they didn't nail it as hard as they said they would previously, that caused the stock to drop. And so for Strauss and the team at Take-Two, like, sorry, there's sirens going by. But because Strauss and like the executive suite at Take-Two, they are specifically looking out for shareholders and keeping the stock price high. They don't want to disclose anything that could potentially be used later to say, well, you said you had 20 million pre-orders, and so we thought you were going to sell 50 million copies day one. You only sold 45 million copies day one. Thumbs down. Even though that's insane, that could be what they're concerned about. Now, beyond this, they kind of go on and describe some other things. Quote, this is Strauss continuing on and describing all this. Pre-orders for GTA 6 launched on June 25th, one day after Take-Two Interactive's Rockstar Games revealed pricing details would be $80 for the standard edition, which can be purchased for or as a digital or physical copy, which includes a code in the box rather than a disc. The ultimate version will cost $100 and include an exclusive collection of premium vehicles, weapons, apparel, and action threaded across all aspects of the game. Quote, I think that Rockstar got it right in terms of the pricing of the standard edition and the pricing of the deluxe edition. And I think there's no doubt that consumers are really excited about both, Zelnick said on Friday. And I think depending on your own ability to pay and how avid a customer you are, or a consumer you are, you can choose between them. But the pre-orders have been exceptional, and we're happy with the mix as well. The video I made back when the pricing info dropped, I just titled it, I think it was something along the lines of like, the GTA 6 situation just kind of sucks. And that's how I still feel about it. Like, I personally, one of the biggest problems I have with the industry today is that the younger generation has been left behind. And also like the young people and poor people have kind of been left behind. That's why so many of them have flocked to like frickin' Roblox, because it's free and accessible and approachable and it doesn't cost an arm and a leg. And breaking down gameplay experiences between the haves and the have-nots just sucks. Like, having an $80 version already is like, that sucks. And then going and having a $100 version that has a bunch of bells and whistles you don't get otherwise, unless you have an extra $20, that just also kind of sucks. Like, I get it. I get why it's a $3 billion game. I get that. It still sucks. You know, like, I can acknowledge that this is the most expensive game ever made and that this will need a lot of money to make do and blah, blah, blah. I get all that. It can still suck, though, at the same time, okay? Like, they are worried about their bottom line, and I'm worried about my bottom line. You know, like, I'm frustrated by all of that. And I think that's fair. I think that's fair. With that having been said, this kind of all leads up to where we are at the current, like, staging of all of this. We are at a fascinating time in the industry where hardware is imploding, physical's going away. AAA games in general are not the safe bets they once were. They're flopping left and right. They are not seen as safe bets. It used to be assumed that if you spent $100 million on a game, you were going to make a lot of money. It was kind of like Marvel circa 2016. Like, it was just assumed if you spent a crap ton of money on this movie, as long as it's a Marvel movie, you'll make some good money. Like, you're good. Like, it's pretty well locked in. That's not the case anymore, both with Marvel and today. It's not, well, I should also say DC, but it's not something you can just assume anymore. And I think it's the same thing with video games, where now everything is super shaky. And the one pillar that's been assumed to be immune to all of that is, of course, GTA 6. And PlayStation's relying on it to sell a lot of PS5s because they're not doing a great job of convincing people to support them by themselves. I mean, PlayStation has not been nailing the PR recently. I think that's fair to say. But, like, PlayStation's relying on them. Xbox is relying on them and hoping that they can move some units as well. But there is a really, like, very real concern that when GTA 6, as we get closer, that they will literally start to sell out of consoles because they're not manufacturing hardly any. Like, right now, PlayStation and Xbox are disincentivized from manufacturing because it's so freaking expensive. Apparently, even now, after the price cuts, Microsoft is still losing about $100 to $150 per unit of Xboxes that are sold. Even after they're listed at $800 a pop, they're still losing like $100 to $150 each, which is insane. So why would they manufacture 10 million of them or 15 million? They can't. That's assuming they even could. Right now, I don't think you could, because I think the factories literally are booked out. It's like trying to get a reservation at a restaurant. All the tables are filled, but with AI data centers that have bought up all the tables, right? So there's a very real possibility that you start to see consoles selling out. This is where I'm going to make an addendum. There is a decent chance that Rockstar, in response to all this, like, ask yourself the question. If consoles are selling out everywhere, but you really need to move a lot of copies of your game that you just spent $3 billion on, what could you do as Rockstar to move more units? If only there were another platform that was open, that had tens of millions or hundreds of millions of units out there, right? If only we could expedite something. Exactly. I think you're exactly right. If it's bottlenecked by console prices, which they might be, they might bring it to PC early. Exactly. I totally agree, Drift. I totally agree. I think that, or the Switch 2 or the Wii U. Gotta get Nintendo on board. I said for a long time that there really was not a high chance that they would bring it to PC before like a year, because they like to double dip. The problem is you can't double dip if they couldn't dip the first time anyways, you know? And that's a very real possibility, that there will be a problem where people literally cannot go to the store and buy a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox because there just aren't any being manufactured, and all the ones on the shelf are gone. And eventually the refurbished stock starts to run out too. And so you will reach this point where there's just no hardware to be found. And if they still want to keep moving units, especially as you get to the launch of like the online mode with all the RP servers and stuff, you can't have that. And I mean, I think a year ago, this was a different conversation, because a year ago, this wasn't anywhere near as bad as it is today. The news just broke like a day or two ago, again, that console, or rather, that all of the DRAM and NAND storage and stuff, all of that manufacturing capacity through 2027 is already booked. Like, they've already sold all of the manufacturing capacity for the year. Like, I hate to break it to you, prices are not dropping next year. They might even, not even might, they will go up more. They probably don't stabilize and stop going up until 2028, and maybe then they start to drop after that. But realistically, like 2027, it's not magically going away. So what do you do if you're a rock star and you need to move units and you need to sell shark cards and you need to sell, what else do they sell in GTA Online? I guess skins, Hawaiian shirts maybe. Like, if you need to move copies, what do you do? What do you do? Bring it to PC. That's what I think. That's what I think. PlayStation 6 will come, and some of my friends still have PS4s. Come on, Sony. Well, I think that's probably because your friends are savvy and smart. Because there's not much reason. I don't think that there's going to be much reason to buy a PlayStation 6 at launch. I don't think they're going to do anything exclusive for a long time. I think it's all going to be cross-generational stuff. Alligator Pet DLC, now we're talking. So I think overall we are at a fascinating point, but after all of this news is broken, after all of this stuff has come out, I think it very, very likely that Rockstar is probably going to, in my opinion, expedite the PC port. Whether that means, early next year or just summer of next year, I don't know. But I no longer think that the PC port comes in like early 2028. I think it'll come next year at some point, probably in the first half of the year, because I think they just literally won't have the manufacturing capacity to keep up with the demand for it from the more normie side. And if anything, I mean, it might start to... Yeah, I just think that's pretty likely. Beyond that, I think, the Netflix deal is crazy. I think it sets a precedent that probably some other big companies are going to start to look for. Because again, if a company can get an extra $50 million in cash to give the exclusive trailer rights to somebody else, they're going to do that. I think the one person that is upset more than anybody is Jeff Keighley. Because it's been the case for a long time that you had to pay like $500,000 to Jeff to get your trailer put up at Summer Games Fest or at Gamescom or the Game Awards. Now, like, Rockstar is saying, no, we're not paying you for the trailer. You're paying us, bitch. Like, it's totally different, dude. They're just doing their own thing. And I respect it. It's pretty baller. I don't love it. I don't like it. But I gotta respect the big dick energy, to just be like, you want us to pay you? No. You misunderstand. What's going on here. I think that's what's going to happen. Anyway, that's the current state of that. And then I want to talk about Grapathy's comment here in just a second. Thank you, Grapathy, for that. I think that's an interesting question. Let me see if my chat will update so I can... Welcome to Logart. How dare you? Okay, real quick. I just want to let you guys know, you guys have probably seen it pop up in chat. Yes, I have officially made it. We are sponsored by HDMI. Yes, that HDMI. I am not kidding. HDMI themselves, the HDMI.org crew, they actually came over and shared a bunch of information about their technology. You'll see the messages popping up in chat regularly about every half hour or so with links to their website where you can find out more about HDMI's technology suite and everything they're doing. They are actually introducing the new standard for HDMI technology for the next like generations of hardware and equipment where like the new interface protocol, the new like tech suite that they have literally supports up to 96 gigabit per second transfers. Like today, the standard max thing that you'll see on like consoles and TVs and stuff is 48 gigabit per second. They now are like able to handle 96 gigabit per second. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. So if you want to find out about HDMI's technology, about what makes all of that possible, what on earth makes HDMI tech what it is, you can check it out. Again, links in the description or links in the chat. I will post that link up here in just a second once I get my paste thing working. Where did it go? Please bear with me. I will, next up, sponsored by electricity. Dude, the first time we did a deal with HDMI, I think it was earlier, no, it was late last year, maybe early this year, late last year. We did a deal with them, and dude, people replied, and we're like, next up, Luke, sponsored by water. Like Luke's next sponsor, sponsored by bread. I was like, dude, I'd be okay with that. That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. It's pretty baller. Okay, there you go. I just put the link in the chats so that you can check it out and learn more about HDMI technologies where you can. It's genuinely really crazy, and we thank them for sponsoring the stream and what we do here. Okay, thank you to HDMI and their technology. Okay. Now, real quick, I want to respond to a comment that came in from one of you guys before we run out of time. This comment came from Grapathy over on Twitch. Thank you, Grapathy, for that. Quote, do you reckon that reviewers / journalists / commentators have already decided that this game, GTA 6, will be fantastic, like a fall in line sort of mentality? It's a good question, because personally, yeah. I do think to a certain extent there are inevitabilities that come with certain types of games. Like there are exceptions or games that are so exceptionally disastrous that you can't look the other way, like it's going to be a problem. Like Cyberpunk had an immense amount of hype behind it, and it was so broken and so disastrously bad that there was no hiding, there's no getting around it, right? Like no amount of hype would overlook that. But there's been games where previously they were looked at as sort of inevitabilities, and they reviewed tremendously well. And then the more average gamer got their hands on it and were just like, what? Like I think the case that makes me think of it was Deathloop. Do you guys remember Deathloop? It's been like 5 years, maybe 5-6 years. But Deathloop was coming from Arcane. And Arcane, amazing studio. I mean, they did Dishonored and they did Prey. I mean, they know what they're doing, right? And they come out and they're like, yeah, we got this game. We got this game that's all about a time loop. It comes from like this period where a lot of games were doing time loop stuff. It was kind of bizarre. Yeah, Deathloop. Enter a valid date. How dare you? You think my 1910 birth date isn't real? How dare you? Yeah, Deathloop. Okay. Next gen FPS from Arcane Leon, the award-winning studio behind Dishonored. And as you can see, it's a game where you play as two assassins trapped in a mysterious time loop on the island of Black Reef, doomed to repeat the same day for eternity. Interesting idea. You know, decent enough. I'm gonna say that, like, in the lead up to this, there was immense levels of, like, I think standard journalistic hype, where a lot of people were just like, hey, this is the team behind Dishonored. I mean, need we say more? This is the team behind Prey. Need we say more? It's not the same exact team as behind Prey, because that was Arcane Austin. This is Arcane Leon. But you get what I'm saying. Like there was just this immense amount of hype around it, and it reviewed tremendously well. We're talking 10 out of 10s. I think it literally got the meme 10 out of 10 IGN. I'm pretty sure. IGN Deathloop review. Yeah, not even joking. Not even joking. Real talk. Look here, look, listen. Scrolling. I'm scrolling. I've scrolled. I'm still scrolling. Oh my God, I scrolled. 10 out of 10 masterpiece. Okay. Once people got their hands on it, though, it didn't go over about that well. On Steam, it's sitting at, when you average everything out, it's sitting at about a 30 or a 3.5 out of 5. Most people think it's like good, but it's like it's not a masterpiece. You know, it's not a 10 out of 10. And a lot of outlets, not just IGN, you know, it's fine to be an outlier, but a lot of outlets gave it that like perfect score. And I think part of that scoring was because of the reputation and prestige that came with Arcane. And it just frankly didn't really land. Like, I thought the game was fun. I'm glad I played it, but it got really old and stale by the end. Spoilers, be warned. Okay, I won't go full spoilers, but there is a reveal towards the end of the game, I think it's like right before the end of the game, where you learn who these two characters are. Okay, you learn who the two characters are and their relation to each other, I'll say that. And it makes the whole game so uncomfortable. Like, it makes the whole thing not like, oh, weird. It makes it like, oh no, gross. Like in a very Star Warsy way. Yeah, it's but like kind of worse than that. It's just bad. Like, there was a try hard twist where they're like, we have to come up with a twist somehow. And then they did this thing and it, I don't think, worked. And it made the whole thing really, really uncomfortable. Really, really uncomfortable and like weirdly incestuous. So there was that, but then also, like I said, it's a time loop game. It's hard to get time loop games working well. Full stop, period. Like, the best time loop game I have ever played is like 3 hours long, maybe. It's not very long. The Forgotten City. If you've never played it, go on Steam right now, search The Forgotten City, and download it. It's made by like literally 3 people, and it's my understanding most of the work was done by one dude. It's phenomenal. It started as a mod in Skyrim, and then they turned it into its own standalone game. Forgotten City, look it up. It's phenomenal. And it's like 3 hours long, because that's all you can really do with a time loop game before it starts to just like it goes spinning and spinning and it goes nowhere. You start to go crazy, right? Like, it's a time loop game. There's only so much you can do before it gets boring, because you're doing the same thing over and over again. Outer Wilds is another phenomenal one. Yeah, no, that's a good point. This one is more narrative and more direct. Outer Wilds is more exploration based. But yeah, that's also phenomenal. All of this to say, though, like, I think Deathloop is good, but it was not a masterpiece. But I think part of the reason that the press and reviewer suite treated it like a masterpiece was because of this feeling of inevitability, of this, like, this is an amazingly respected team. What they previously did were masterpieces, so this will therefore be another one. And when the sort of quote-unquote average player got their hands on it, it just wasn't that good. Like, it was good, it wasn't that good. And there was this massive disconnect. I remember in 2021, there being this massive conversation over why did the press say that this was 10 out of 10, like, generational masterpiece, when the average gamer did not agree and did not see that. And, you know, you see it now. Like, other 10 out of 10s would be like Red Dead 2, Breath of the Wild, games that are still talked about and referenced constantly, you know, from roughly that same, like, 5-year period. And now, like, who's talking about Deathloop anymore as like a generational masterpiece? Nobody, because it seems like those were kind of outlier opinions. It's not what the most people agreed with. But I think that when we're talking about GTA 6 and the concern over sort of an inevitability around the score, as Grapethy mentioned, I think that is a valid concern, and that is something that you should be aware of, because it is inevitable in and of itself that once you're talking about a company and the verbiage starts to turn into, they made X, how could they screw this up? They never miss, how could they screw this up? Even if that, like, everything that's being said is true, that's still something that is instilling and building a bias, right? Like, yes, this is the team that made Red Dead Redemption 2. That makes it very likely, though not inevitable, truly inevitable, it makes it very likely that this next game is going to be really, really good too, right? Like they made Red Dead Redemption 2. They know what they're doing. Things can still go bad though. This is the team that made The Witcher 3. How could they screw up Cyberpunk? Well, they did. And then they fixed it. They figured it out. But just because they did this one thing amazingly well did not mean that they were forever immune to mistakes or shortcomings. So concerns over inevitability, I think, are valid. It's why you should always maintain a healthy level of skepticism. It is, but as with all things, there's a difference between skepticism and cynicism. I think that some people confuse the two. Cynicism is the guy that's like sitting in the corner being a dick, just like, no, it sucks. No, it's stupid. Like, that's just being cynical. No matter what he sees, it sucks, right? Skepticism is just not being convinced of a claim until there is sufficient evidence supporting that claim. I'm not going to pre-order until I see sufficient reason to pre-order. It's why it's bizarre to pre-order GTA 6 right now when you have not seen unedited gameplay, or like you haven't seen more than maybe like 45 frames of gameplay in sequence, disregarding the leaks, which were from like 2020 to 2021. You've not seen the game. Why would you give them your money now? Like, what are we doing? And I think that that's something to be just cognizant of, because I think that people can get in trouble when they start throwing around money before they've reached that sufficient barrier of evidence. Like after this extended look that we get on the 27th, it very well may be that we see enough and it's like, oh God, this is on another planet. This is a $3 billion game. Take my money, please. It could be like that. Or maybe we see it and they're like, yeah, so we do have the $100 edition, but in the single player, we'll also sell shark cards for $50 a pop. Like maybe they start rattling off crap like that and everybody cancels their pre-orders and we change our minds. But that's why you wait. That's why you wait until you have the evidence to evaluate it, right? Trailer 2 was half gameplay. It was gameplay snippets cut up. The great thing about Rockstar games is that a lot of the time the gameplay is so cinematic that it looks like cutscenes. It's the literal stereotype or literal meme of like, I didn't realize the game was started, so I let the characters die when I thought it was a cutscene, but it was actual gameplay. And so you know, they have that benefit where their gameplay still looks really, really good. But when I say like a real look at the game, I don't mean 1.5 second shot here, a second shot here, 2 seconds of a shot here, 3 seconds of a shot here, and then back to a 1 second shot of this. I mean, like, show me somebody playing the game for 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Hell, I'll take 3 minutes. But we have not gotten that yet, you know. As long as Rockstar copy and paste RDR2 mechanics in GTA 6, it'll easily succeed. Well, that brings up another point of debate, which is that they are expected to go and make this much more grounded. So like the arcadey driving and shooting is not expected to return. So for example, like, you know, in Red Dead or in GTA 6, or I can't talk. You remember in GTA 5 how there was the whole thing where, like, you know, you can drive at like 150 miles an hour through city streets because there just weren't that many NPCs. You could just kind of weave around them. That doesn't look like it's going to be the case here. Like, even if you remember the trailer, I pulled up the wrong tab. Even if you remember and just look at here. Give me a shot of the city. Give me a shot of the city. I think it was trailer 1 actually. Okay. Just give me this. Give me a look at this. Give me a look at this, okay? It's the one, there's one shot in particular that I think kind of paints the picture, okay? Maybe over here. Like this, look at this, okay? Look at how many cars are on the street. I think this is more cars than was ever in a single instance of GTA 5 at launch. Like, the game was built around there being like 4 vehicles on the map at a time. because they literally could not have more than that. They were running on like 2005 hardware with the Xbox 360 and PS3. They could not have more than like 10 cars, and that meant that there were like 2 at a red light in front of you, and then 2 at the other corner, and then a couple parked, and like that's it. This is like actual traffic, okay? You see these big ones? Look at all the cars being rendered and simulated in real time. I really don't think that this is going to be one of those games where you are racing around at 150 miles an hour on the street like you did in GTA 5. I think they're going to slow it down a lot. So when I say, like, I think that this is going to be a lot more GTA or a lot more Red Dead 2 than GTA 5, that's kind of what I mean, where I do not expect that this is going to work the same way that GTA 5 did. And I think that will maybe frustrate some people where they're expecting it to be like arcadey, and I just don't think it's going to be that kind of game. I think it's going to be a lot more methodical. One thing that is expected, and this sort of comes from the leaks, so it could have changed, but when they were designing the game in the early 2020s, the information that was gained was that they had taken the inventory system from Red Dead 2 and transferred that to GTA 6. So to like swap from your rifle to a different sniper rifle or something. No more hold down left bumper and pull open the massive weapon wheel and pull a bazooka out of your butt. No more of that. You had to go to the trunk of your car, run to your car, go to the trunk. It has to be equipped as a weapon. It has to be equipped to your car. Just like in Red Dead 2, you have to equip like outfits to your horse, right? It had to be equipped to your car, and then you had to pull out that gun from your car in order to swap weapons and then go back to an encounter. Like, slow you down a lot, okay? But that's what the game was being designed around 5 years ago. Could have changed. Maybe they went back and did it more cartoony or more arcadey. Maybe they changed it. But that's what it was back like 2021, 2022. I do think some people are not going to like that. I'm going to be real. But I think that's where they're going with it. I think it'll be really cinematic. But I do think that there's a lot of people who are so used to GTA 5, they're going to see this, and I do think it'll feel like a totally different game. I hate realism. Yeah, I'm going to hate that. Well, that's why I'm kind of bracing you now, because that's what has been expected. But, I mean, they have intentionally not shared anything about the game to not alter expectations. But bear in mind, there's also people that think that it's going to be GTA RP. Like, there's some of these people that are saying that I think we looked at that one Aiden Ross stream clip. He said he was going to have a server at launch, which for one, the online is not launching at launch. It will be separate. But he said he was going to have RP servers where people can quit their actual real life jobs and then like work as like a janitor in his server. Like, there are people that think this will literally just be like The Matrix, where you can go quit your job and then get paid out in Bitcoin or something. Like, what? Like, there's such insane levels of nonsense surrounding parts of this game. Like, it's gonna be crazy. I do not envy. I better put in my notice, dude. I know that that's mainly like 12-year-olds are convinced of that. I don't think anybody who's like 35 working as a lawyer is like, finally, I can quit. Like, I don't think anybody is thinking that who's like grown up. But it does just go to show you like how much nonsense gets thrown around like casually with this game, because it's just like say anything and it's considered, sure, why not? Yeah. Sure. Yeah, you'll quit your job. Yeah, why not? Why not? That sounds good enough for me. Sure, whatever. Well, to be fair, it's also been from a number of other streamers too. There's just a lot of people who also, and this is the thing I mentioned to you guys a few weeks ago, when I was starting to like do some of the broader market analysis stuff to track like Google Trends and like searches, because you can do this too. Go trends.google.com and just search and do like sorting of like search term trends and what's being searched in relation to other stuff. It will blow your mind what people are searching for in relation to this game. I think that probably on a purely like statistical basis, the majority of human beings out there who are going to play GTA 6 are like online players who like GTA RP and those like online multiplayer servers. And those people do not understand what's coming in November. Like, I don't think they grasp that it will, for one, not have multiplayer at launch as far as we can tell. It will not have like the free-for-all RP servers that were prevalent in like 2021 to 2022, and that it will be like a single player narrative game. Like, they don't understand that. There also have been a lot, I only recently realized the extent that this is true, but apparently in a lot of like crypto bro circles, which are really popular among like young men, there's been rumors and speculation that GTA 6 is going to have like a whole Bitcoin infrastructure where you like work jobs in the game and get paid out in crypto. And like Rockstar already debunked that and started banning people who were claiming that and stuff. But apparently there's like a whole community of people that think that that's a thing. So they are going to be fighting crazy expectations. Like in most games, you're dealing with, I thought it would run at 60 frames and it's only running at 30. Misinformation. That's what normal games have to deal with. This game will be dealing with, I thought I could quit my job. Like, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt your brain, okay? It's gonna hurt your brain. But it's gonna be entertaining nonetheless, you know? Why ban people if not true? Maybe they will. Maybe they will. They'll get Boogie to be an ambassador for Boob Coin or whatever he lost his money in. I remember watching that, I think it was Caleb Hammer, Boogie did that episode with him where he goes on and he's telling the story of how he lost his money. He's like, I had $800,000 invested in crypto. Already as a finance guy, hearing invested and crypto in the same sentence hurts my brain. But because it's speculative. It's not an asset. It's speculative. Like it's not the same thing. And if you're like, what do you mean it's not the same thing? That should be a warning to you that you shouldn't buy crypto. But Boogie's explaining how he lost $800,000 in crypto, and he just casually mentions the coin he bought. And I think it was like Boob Coin or like Jizz Coin or something. It's like, you bought Cancer Coin and you lost your money on that. I don't feel bad for you, you know? I don't feel bad for you. Anyway, well, fam, I'm getting a call from Nikki. It looks like I've run out of time, unfortunately, but you know, time flies when you're having fun. I'm sorry we didn't go longer. I wanted to go longer today, but we really ran out of time. I appreciate the gosh darn heck out of all of you guys for joining me. You know, while doing this, I really do appreciate it. Real quick, I want to say thank you to Meta for the 10. I always imagine shareholders as Dudley from that scene when he gets mad about how many birthday presents he gets. They're so petty they got 36 presents this year compared to the 38 last year. That's literally how it works. That's literally how it works. Like, it's crazy, but that's how it works. I appreciate you guys who sent the super chats and stuff. I appreciate all of those. And I see comments about like, tell us about GTA 6. I'm not in Miami. I can tell you I'm not playing GTA 6. Don't worry. I appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. I will be back soon. I'm gonna try maybe tomorrow to do like a long one. I told Nikki that I'd like a couple of hours at some point to do like a big deep dive, but I will do that. Okay. The schedule's a little wonky because of where I am somewhere in the world, but I appreciate you guys being patient with me. Again, check out HDMI and their tech stack. I will put this in the chats once again. Thank you to HDMI for being an official partner of the stream and of everything that we do here on Luke Stevens Live. We appreciate the gosh darn heck out of them for sponsoring and making all of this possible. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. I love the gosh darn heck out of you guys, and I will see you in the next one, okay? Hugs and kisses, everybody. Hugs and kisses. Stay spicy. Stay lovely. He's on a pirate ship. Dude, I would love that. Please, someone invite me there, please. Okay, I love you guys. Mwah!